The launch event is already underway, and we're just going to bring in one of the stakeholders in this process, a player in the housing space for quite a while, Mr. Rally Mampuele, now speaking to him as the chair of the Sustainable Materials and Construction Center at the UJ. That's really the project manager of what we're launching today. Mr. Mampuele, thank you so much for making the time.
Thank you, and good morning to your viewers as well. We're quite excited to be here today as the SMECT, which is basically the center that manages all the innovative construction methods. We want to make sure that we can accelerate delivery of affordable housing in South Africa currently. You know, we are sitting in a situation where housing has now become an emergency. We have really moved away from being in a crisis and actually ending up in a situation where there's an emergency.
You've been in this space for quite a while. You know the challenges very well, whether pertaining to policy or actual implementation. How will this add value?
Definitely. I mean, one of the things that we're dealing with right now in the world is the triple Cs. You know, we're dealing with the conflicts, the war in Ukraine. We are dealing with the recovery from COVID. We are dealing with the climate changes that is taking place in the country. We need to give hope to our people. We need to give hope to the South Africans. We need to give hope to Africa. We are in a decade of Africa where in this 10 years, we need to show off what we can do as Africa. So one of the things that we are doing as a continent is really driving innovative construction, because we believe that part of our recovery plan as a continent, as a country, we need to work and look and say, can we use infrastructure and housing to recover so that we can give opportunities for our people to be able to get jobs in a space, create new industries. There's been concerns about, does 3D not disturb in terms of the challenges of stopping jobs for people? No. There are opportunities where there will be some jobs that are going to be lost, but there will be opportunity for new jobs that are going to be happening. I mean, for example, in the near future, Africa should be able to manufacture 3D print machines in this continent. And that will also create more jobs that will be exciting for us in helping us to accelerate delivery of affordable housing in South Africa.
That's actually been part of my biggest bugbear. When do we get to a point where we're creating our own?
Definitely. I think we are here. I mean, already there are robots that have been created in the country. Funny enough, CSI, and I'm not speaking on their behalf, they've already started to sort of do prototype of 3D print machines for different sectors. And I think as a continent, there's definitely an opportunity for us. We have the raw material. Why not? So we shouldn't look at the 3D print from a housing point of view only, but to say what other elements are we going to be able to get the benefits out of it. So it's going to be it's actually quite exciting what's going to be happening in the continent.
Of course, what we're dealing with at this point is R&D. At what point do we talk about implementation and scale? We've always been talking about the housing backlog, and added to that is the situation in KZN in the Eastern Cape after the floods. At what point can people say, oh, we're starting to build that house that they say takes 8 hours to build? That's
actually a good point. I mean, wearing this cap as a chairperson of the UJ SMECT, we are saying let's move away only, let's not just put this into a study. Let's go out, let's go and do public-private partnership. We believe that the housing challenge in the continent and the country will be able to be resolved by the private sector with government. So we have been speaking, I think private sector is now stepping in. There are a lot of funds that have been created in terms of dealing with impact investment in the country, in making sure that we can accelerate delivery of affordable housing. So the private sector, they know how to do this. You know, if you look at places like Midrand, how Midrand has been developed, Waterfall, in less than 10 years, look at a new city. We believe the private sector should step in and work with government and academia in making sure that we can resolve the emergency challenges that we are having in housing in the country. So
SMECT speaks to the sustainability of these projects. How sustainable are they? How practical are they? How livable are they?
Yeah. So basically, one of the things that we do in this country, we really are very good at regulations. I mean, obviously the project that we look at as the university, where we are studying different methods, not only 3D, we are looking at other ways, how to better the manufacturing of bricks, looking at other alternative building technology, not only 3D. So that is going to become sustainable. But the nice thing about it is that we are having a regulator in this country, which is the Agrima SA. So any technology, yes, no technology will go out there without the Agrima SA having tested it and making sure that it's safe and livable for our people.
A South African watching us now and wondering what benefit this all is to them. What do you say to them?
We're saying let's celebrate as South African. Let's give hope to our youth, to our women. We are creating opportunities for women to be able to want to come into construction, see 3D as a fashionable new method of delivering housing into the country. We are bringing young people, we are bringing youth, so we are creating new exciting jobs, and that's going to be exciting, and while we are busy accelerating delivery of affordable housing in South Africa.
Yes, thank you for talking to us. Mr. Rali Mampwele is the chairperson of the Sustainable Materials and Construction Center at the UJ, who are the project managers of this 3D construction printer that's being launched here today. You saw the Minister of Higher Education and Science and Innovation just conducting that launch earlier.